Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Also, shalom to the Hof elect. There's also labor in this work that's giving you diligence to make your calling and election sure, and faith, in truth and sincerity, and in all charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Seeing the Big Picture. All right, which this lesson was inspired by the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in which through the Spirit, I made a statement in the previous video concerning seeing the big picture, and only made mention of it for a little bit concerning the video, but that was a great title, and that's a great topic to go into, in which seeing the big picture is basically seeing the reasoning behind what's going on, or in other words, the reason why these things happen and the things that are to come. That's seeing the big picture. Basically the ones that are not able to see the big picture, they're just going by the motions. And a part of seeing the big picture is knowing what goes on behind the scenes. And only a few people know what goes on behind the scenes. For instance, you always have a section of a movie where you go behind the scenes and you see all the workings and how the movie is put together. Same thing with what's going on now today in this current world that we live in. There are things that go on behind the scenes, behind the curtains, that these people don't see. But the ones that are able to see what goes on behind the curtains, is what's going on behind the scenes, are the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists primarily of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and also the confusion of faces that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, whose line go back to Israel, who go back to Jacob. All right, those are the ones that's able to see the big picture. So that's why us here in this truth, this is a blessing that we're able to see this, because not everybody in the world is able to see it. Not everybody in the world is able to see the prophecies in the scriptures concerning today's time. They can't discern the mark of the beast. They can't discern martial law, Jacob's trouble, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. Prophecies like that, man. But we're able to see that, and we're able to decipher what goes on in today's world and apply it to the scriptures, because the scriptures spoke about this before time, man. The scriptures were written thousands of years ago, and now it's playing out before our very eyes. Okay, so again, that's why we see the big picture. We see exactly what goes on behind the scenes, and we know who is orchestrating this show. All right, which is the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, and He's done that ever since the beginning of time. Okay, and see, now we're getting an understanding that He is the one who is conducting these things. Okay, He's the one that is pulling the strings. Okay, just for the sake of His own word. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the precepts that I have here. This is the book of Isaiah, the 55th chapter, and this is at the 8th verse. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." And that's right. So the thoughts of men, you can't compare that to the thoughts of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. His thoughts are above the thoughts of man. All right, because He's out there, man. That's why the things that they spoke about before time, it went over the men of the Lord's head, because they didn't understand. It wasn't given unto them to understand at that time. All right, and the reasoning behind things, and there's even more to know about what's going on than what we know right now. All right, but the Most High hasn't revealed every single detail to us in this time right now, because right now it's not important to know. Okay, we'll get that knowledge in the kingdom. Okay, but right now what we have is necessary for the work. All right, what we have is necessary for the perfecting of the saints, like the scriptures say. So we're able to make it on the other side. So we're able to get that knowledge back. All right, to be able to understand what the Lord knows. Okay. Verse 9 says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." See? So the Lord says, even as the heavens are higher than us, so are his thoughts and his ways. Okay? So to fully understand Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you have to, basically we would have to be changed in order to do that. Okay? Because right now, we're only limited to what we know, what was given unto us. That's why if you go into the biology of the body, in particular the brain can only operate at a certain percentage. Okay? You know, it's the brain is not able to operate at 100% capacity. And the reason why the brain is not able to operate at a 100% capacity is because the Lord made it that way. All right? He made it to where the brain is limited to where we're not able to do the things that we're supposed to do, just for the sole purpose of keeping certain things hidden. All right? So that's why. But in the kingdom, we're gonna operate at full capacity. All right? And the bodies that we're going to inherit are not going to need maintenance. Okay? Because these bodies that we're going to inhabit are going to be spiritual. All right? Spiritual angelic bodies. Read about it in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. It speaks about how we're going to be changed. Okay? So this is at verse 10 says, "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater." That's right. So that's the reason, man. So that as the rain come down and the snow fall from heaven and water the grass and the plants, so it is able to give seed to the sower, right? In which what we're doing is a form of sowing, right? We have the seeds, and we're sowing amongst the ground. It also said bread to the eater, and this word is known as the bread of eternal life. Okay. Verse 11, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth." See, that's the point. So just like the rain coming down, it doesn't return back to the heavens. So the same thing is with his word. His word is not going to return back thither towards the heavens. Okay? "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it." See? Now I'm going to go from there. I want to get the book of Job, the 12th chapter, and this is at the 16th verse. It says, "With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his." See? And that's a form of seeing the big picture. Okay? So that's why we don't get bent out of shape about the things that these people do. And especially Esau. Okay? Esau, Edom. because that's their job. We know that that's what they're supposed to do. And also as well, not only that, but false prophets, man. All right? The ones that call themselves Israelites. Even they are deceived, man. So guess what? Hey, again, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay? That's why if you go to the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter, it says that the Lord created both light and darkness, good and evil. Okay? Now, we'll go from there and get the book of Psalms, the 75th chapter. And start at verse 5. Psalms chapter 75, verse 5. It says, lift not up your own horn and slack it. This is at verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. See? And the reason why I brought this precept out is because you have to understand that a part of seeing the big picture is knowing who the master is. All right? Knowing who's the director of the show is. Okay? Because when you go backstage or do any sort of behind the scenes, do anything pertaining to behind the scenes, you get more info. All right? So you get the crew members, the actors. You know, they tell you about their role and what they do. And again, man, hey, this thing is deep, man. Okay? So you have the actors. You got Jacob and Esau. And we know exactly what Jacob and Esau are supposed to do. We know what role Jacob and Esau plays in this time now. We know the elect. We know the so-called elites of Esau, which they have their own elect. So therefore, we're not in the dark. Okay? So again, it says the Lord is the one that put down one and set above another. You go to the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, it tells you that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men and give it to whomsoever he will. All right? So that's a form of seeing the big picture. Now let me jump to another precept. And we all read this scripture countless times. And brothers already know what I'm getting. 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, this at the 11th verse, and straight to the point. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So, key word is seeing, right? Seeing these things be dissolved, and we do see these things be dissolved, all right? Because guess what? When you read about it in the scriptures, it already happened, all right? It says Babylon is fallen, all right? It says Babylon has been taken. Babylon is destroyed. You know, the scriptures don't ever speak about Babylon. Babylon is going to be destroyed. No, it says Babylon is destroyed. All right, it is taken. It is destroyed. Okay? It is broken down. It speaks in present tense. So, with the scripture speaking in present tense concerning the destruction of Babylon, it's going to happen. All right? See, it's already happened in the Lord's time, because the Lord's time is not like ours, man. You read about it in the scripture, it says that 1,000 years to us is a day to the Lord. So a day to Yahweh Shemel Shai is 1,000 years to us. All right. So again, seeing these things be dissolved, right? It says, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, and that's right. So the manner of person that you would, I want to say you would act, or the person that you ought to be, knowing about these things is to be calm, all right? Because really it comes a form of peace when you know these things, okay? Why? Because you know what's going on, all right? Versus if you didn't know what was going on, right, then that would cause you to bug out. And that's what's going to happen with these people. They're going to see what's going on. They're not going to be able to put two and two together, and they're going to lose their minds, man. And when that happens, they're going to be seeking for answers, and they're not going to be able to find it. Pursuant to Amos 8:11 about the famine of the word. Actually, let me slack it. This book of Isaiah, chapter 33, and verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." Right. So wisdom and knowledge, knowledge of what? Of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, which comes straight out the Bible. So since we know these things, that's going to be our stability. All right, we're going to be stable men in that day. Okay, that's the kind of person that we're going to be in all holy conversation and godliness. Stable-minded men who know what's going on, man. Okay. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is his treasure. Right, and I just read a few precepts about how the Lord is the seed and the deceiver are his. Okay, he puts down one and set up another. So, and there's plenty of scriptures showing you how he operates that lets you know that he is great to be feared, man. Okay, but also says wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times and strength of salvation. Is because our salvation is based off knowing. Why? Because that brings about faith. All right. And grab another precept. It's the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter, and it's at the 17th verse. It says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily their sound went into all the earth." Right. So really there's no excuse to not be in the know. All right. Really, to be honest with you, there's no excuse to not be up on things. Not to be able to see the big picture, because we're laying it right out in front of you right now, man. I believe it's Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It says, "Write the vision and make it plain upon tables." And we have made the vision plain upon tables. We showed you the picture, all right, the big picture. But still, even part of knowing the big picture is knowing that the people are not going to see the big picture. See what I mean? Now wrap your head around that. All right, seeing the big picture is to know that you're going to have individuals, the majority of our people, that's not going to be able to see the big picture. Okay? Even though we try to lay it out as much as we can, they're not going to be able to understand. Okay? That's pursuant to Isaiah, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse. Okay? It says, again, it says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world, right? So we're on the other side of the world right now. We're on the western part of the world. And these words have carried out throughout the entire planet Earth. All right. Okay, verse 19 said, but I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy. It's like, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. See? And that's pretty much the point. Okay? That faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. Okay? But, I'm going to go ahead and end it off on that note. Again, seeing the big picture, if, you know what, it's like you got to get another precept. And then I'll close. Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, in the 39th verse, or 29th verse, like it says, oh, that they were wise. And this is talking about Israel. It says, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this. See? So it says, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this. Understand what? This truth. All right? Again, seeing the big picture. You know what's coming down the pipeline. You know what's happening in the future. But guess what? The majority of our people don't see that. And that's why this is written. It says, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they will consider their latter end. Because Israel did not consider their latter end, even into this time right now. Our people, the majority of our people, are not considering their latter end. They're not considering that their actions is calling for consequences. All right? There's always a reward for what you do. That's why in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, it tells you that every man's going to receive every one of his work, whether it be good or whether it be evil. All right? But that pretty much wraps up this video on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well to this very day. Also, Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole elect that is laboring this labor of love, giving your due diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth, and sincerity, in all charity. And with that, I say Shalom.